Hey, everybody, and welcome back for another Trending Tidbits. Today, we're going to be looking at something that has been making a lot of noise online. It's Xfinity. And more specifically, they just decided to increase the cost of their Internet Essentials program.
Yeah.
And so this program is designed to provide Internet service to low-income households. And as I'm sure you guys know, Internet's pretty essential these days.
Totally.
So it's gone from $10 a month to $15 a month.
Wow.
And people are pretty outraged about this change.
Yeah, that's a pretty big jump, you know?
It is.
When you think about it, like percentage-wise, it's like a 50% increase.
It is. So we're going to be looking at a source here that calls this a blow to struggling Americans.
Right.
And really tries to outline why this is such a big deal.
Yeah, I mean, just think about how much we rely on the internet these days.
Right.
I mean, it's how we do pretty much everything.
Yeah.
From, applying for jobs.
Yeah. To
doing your banking.
doing schoolwork.
Yeah.
Yeah, banking, healthcare.
Everything.
I mean, it's how we stay connected with our friends and family.
Yeah.
It's how we stay informed about what's going on in the world.
Right.
So it's really become like this essential utility.
It's not a luxury anymore.
It's not a luxury at all.
Right.
It's like electricity or running water at this point.
Exactly.
So
the source really lays out some of the potential consequences of this price increase. And they point to things like people being forced to make impossible choices between getting online or, paying for groceries or medicine.
How do you
can't choose.
Right. You need all of it.
You need all of it.
You need all of it.
It's like the most basic necessities.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And the source is like even more concerning. It raises the point that people might start resorting to kind of desperate measures.
Oh, like what?
To stay connected.
Yeah.
So things like using like unsecured public Wi-Fi.
Oh, yeah.
Which...
That's so dangerous.
Oh, you and I talk about that all the time. But
I know.
It's really
a recipe for disaster.
It is. And this is something that we need to really make sure people are aware of.
Definitely.
Because when you're in that position, it's easy to just say like, oh, whatever, I'll just use this.
Right.
But it could have really serious consequences down the line.
Absolutely.
So the source really goes on to emphasize that this isn't about a couple bucks.
Yeah.
Right. It's about a multi-billion-dollar company increasing prices on a program that's designed to help people.
Right.
And to a lot of people, it's a sign that Xfinity's prioritizing profit over people. And that's really rubbing people the wrong way.
It is.
Yeah. And they were originally lauded for this program, like this was supposed to be.
Like they were going to solve the digital divide. They were going to be the heroes.
Yeah. And now they're looking like the villains to a lot of people.
Yeah, totally.
So something else that the source highlights that's really important is who this is really going to impact the most.
Right.
We're talking about the most vulnerable populations, unemployed people trying to find jobs, families with kids who need the internet for school.
Absolutely.
Seniors, people with disabilities who need telehealth.
All those folks who really can't afford this increase.
It's like adding insult to injury.
Totally.
It's like they're already struggling, and now it's even harder.
Yeah, it's like kicking somebody.
Exactly, and I'm wondering, and the source kind of touches on this a little bit.
Okay.
I'm wondering if this is part of like a larger trend that we're going to see with these telecom companies. Are we going to see internet access become more and more
is this the beginning of
expensive and out of reach?
Of affordable internet.
Right. Like, is this just the tip of the iceberg?
Right.
So the source also talks about some things that we can do about this.
Yeah.
It encourages us to speak up.
Right.
To make our voices heard.
How do we do that?
Contact your elected officials.
Okay.
Use social media to bring attention to it.
Right.
Let Xfinity know that you're not okay with this decision. And the source also talks about supporting organizations that are trying to provide affordable or free internet.
Like those community groups that are working on this.
Exactly.
That's a great idea.
And finally, the source really wants us to educate ourselves about this issue, about the digital divide and all the challenges that come with it. Because the more we understand it, the better we can advocate for change.
Totally.
This whole situation's got me thinking.
Yeah.
In this day and age, with how essential the internet has become, should it be considered a basic right?
Right.
Like clean water? like electricity?
It's a really good question.
Should everybody have the right
Yeah.
to access the internet without worrying about the cost?
I don't know what the answer is.
It's something to think about.
But it's definitely something we need to be talking about.
Exactly.
It's
It's a big question. But that's all the time we have for today's Trending Tidbits. Thank you so much for joining us, and we'll see you next time.
Bye, everybody.